All right, boys. So, in honor of Marab becoming the new champion, it's time to rank the top 15 bantamweights in their current stage of their career on a tier list. So, yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off with Corey Sandhagen. Now, I'm putting Corey in the B tier. He used to be A, but he's fallen off recently. He got kind of dominated and smoked by Umar. He kept up here and there, but for the most part, he got dominated. And yeah, Corey, I just don't ever see him reaching the championship status. He's 32 years old. He's gonna be 33 early next year. So Corey's kind of cooked. I think he'll remain a top seven bantamweight for the maybe the rest of his career. But overall, I just don't see him getting anywhere near the belt. Anytime he goes up and faces the upper part of the division, he kind of gets smoked. He got smoked by Piotr Jan, got smoked by Umar recently, and then I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good fighter. He's got great striking and decent grappling, but he just falls short. So Corey Sandhagen in the B tier, I think is fair. Yeah, moving right along. Let's go with the midget himself, Henry Cejudo, number six in the division, which is crazy because he's coming off a loss to Aljo and he got smoked by Marab. Somehow, little midget 5'4" Henry is still in the top six. In the C tier, Henry, 37 years old, almost 38. The dude needs to retire. He retired one time, stay retired. No one wants to see you fight again, dude. You got out wrestled by Aljo and Marab. It's embarrassing because you're old, not because they're necessarily better wrestlers than you, although I would argue they are. But Henry Cejudo in the C tier with his little corny karate stance, I don't think he's that great anymore. I think if he fights O'Malley in his next fight, he gets smoked. I think most of the top 15 smokes Henry Cejudo at this point. He can beat Dominic Cruz again, but outside of that, I mean, maybe he can beat Rob Font, maybe Cheeto. But yeah, Henry Cejudo, a little short guy in the C tier. Moving right along, Rob Font, also in the C tier. Rob Font is 1-4 in his last five fights. Actually, I'm gonna put Rob Font in the D tier. Rob Font in the D tier. He's a good fighter. It was pretty cool to see him knock out Adrian Yanez in a striking match. But outside of that fight, he's 1-4 in his last five. So Raffont is cooked. He probably needs to retire at this point. I think he's 36, 37. And yeah, if you're in the lower weight classes in bantamweight, 36, 37, and you're that cooked, going 1-4 in your last five, bro, save the brain damage. You probably got a family. Don't take any more CTE, Rob Font. We love you, bro, but maybe it's time to hang it up, brother. So in the D tier you go. I think that's more than fair for Rob Font. Moving right along, Cheeto. Cheeto's going in the C tier. Always felt like Marlon Vera was pretty overrated. He's got an insane chin. He's like the Marvin Vittori of bantamweight. Insane chin. I made a video on the strongest chins, and he was an S tier. Dude's chin, that knee by O'Malley would have knocked anybody out. But Marlon Vera at this stage in his career, he's been dominated by Sandhagen. He's been dominated by O'Malley. I mean, he just got pretty much dominated by Figueiredo. He's just so tentative in the early rounds. He takes off the early rounds. He's done this his whole career. Takes off the early rounds, and then if he doesn't get a big finish in the later rounds, he ends up just losing the decision. So yeah, Marlon Vera, nothing special. Not, I mean, he when he goes, he's good, but he doesn't go in fights. So that's his own fault. I think C tier for Marlon Vera, and yeah, he's never getting anywhere near the belt ever. Bro's gonna be 32 this year. You're cooked, Marlon Vera. You weren't never championship caliber. Call me a casual in the comments for that one, but you know it's true. Moving right along, the man who lost this weekend, Sean O'Malley. I'm gonna put him in the A tier. Now, Sean O'Malley, I think what happened to him this weekend is he kind of cracked under the bright lights. I don't think he was ready to be the star of the show, the number one fighter in the spear. Put a lot of pressure on him, and yeah, I think he kind of just waited to get going and just let Marab kind of wrestle hump him into a decision, and that's what happened. He landed a nice body shot in the fifth round. I do think he lost to Piotr Jan back in the day, so I mean, he should have probably never been champion anyways. But now he's going in for hip surgery apparently, so he's going to be out probably 6 to 9 months, and we'll probably see O'Malley back maybe like summer of next year. We'll see. But yeah, Sean O'Malley probably should fight Henry Cejudo next. But A tier, I still think he's really good. He's still the best striker in the division, I think. But if you have a crazy counter not counter, but crazy pressure style wrestling like Marab. I mean, what are you really gonna do? You're just gonna get cooked unless you can catch him coming in and KO him stiff. If you don't KO Marab and you don't have great wrestling and can avoid the takedowns, then you're gonna get smudged into a fifth 49, 46, 50, 45 decision. So Sean O'Malley in the A tier, buddy. Moving right along. Let's go with Kyler Phillips, the Jesus lookalike. Kyler Phillips in the C tier. Yeah, I guess I'll put him in C tier. He's okay. No, don't want to put him in the same tier as Cejudo. Yeah, at this point, Cejudo and Cheeto Vera, they're cooked. Um, Kyler Phillips, he's okay. I think he's beaten Song Yadong back in the day, and does he have a win over who? Pedro Munoz recently? Yeah, and he's beaten Song Yadong back in the day. He's like a wish version of Sean O'Malley, if you will. I think they actually trained together at one point. Kind of looks like Jesus, but I don't think he's anything special. I don't see him getting anywhere near the belt. So, but he's solid. He could probably get into the top 7, top 8, and then I think that's as far as he goes. So C tier for Kyler Phillips, moving right along. The old man Jose Aldo. I'm gonna put him in the C tier just because he's old. Aldo's gonna be 38 this year, guys. I know he just beat Jonathan Martinez, and next he's going up against Mario Batista, but I don't know if he beats Mario Batista. He probably does, but it's concerning, man. Aldo, why is he fighting Mario Batista? He should be fighting Henry Cejudo. He should be fighting Marlon Vera, maybe Corey Sandhagen. Fighting up the rankings, man. Let's get Aldo one last title shot, dude. He's a legend. I would love to see Aldo fight for the belt one last time. I know he probably most likely would win, but it would be amazing to see, and then he could ride off into the sunset. But him versus Mario Batista coming up, he beat Jonathan Martinez pretty impressively for taking some time off and coming back. He's at his age. Who knows if he's on the sauce? He looked pretty jacked. I'm not gonna lie. But Jose Aldo in the C tier because I just think his skills are slowly deteriorating. Even though he had a good performance, I don't think he's going to be able to go much further in his career given his age. So Aldo in the C tier, I think, is fair. Moving on. Uh, the champion Marab, obviously S tier. Marab, S tier. I am kind of a Marab hater because I'm not a fan of his and kind of Bilal style, the grappling but never a finish style. It really pisses me off when fighters have no submission threat, no knockout power. Like I know he KO'd Marlon Moraes or TKO'd him, but who hasn't TKO'd Marlon Moraes? And then yes, Marab threatens with submissions, but with little puny guillotines that are never going to land. So Marab's not threatening in submissions. He doesn't really have knockout power, so he literally just weaponizes cardio. But it's worked for him. He's gotten all the way to champion status with it. So can I really be mad at him? No. S tier for Marab until he fights this man, Umar Nurmagomedov. A tier easily. I think Umar beats Marab, and I'm gonna make a video on that very soon. So yeah, I think Umar beats Marab. Umar Nurmagomedov. He just schooled Corey Sandhagen. I know he's only fought Corey Sandhagen in the division in the top 15, but Umar, another one, man, Nurmagomedov. Why can't I say that name? Another one of the Nurmagomedovs. He's just really good. Umar, I'll just say Umar. He's really good all around. He's a really speedy striker. He has a lot of speed. His grappling's insane. His pace is insane. He can go all 5 rounds. So I'm interested to see him and Marab. One of the most anticipated matchups. Two grapplers go at it, and let's see who wins. But yeah, Umar in the A tier. I actually put him in front of O'Malley. I think he's a little bit. I think he's better than O'Malley. More well-rounded for sure. So yeah, moving on. Davison Figueiredo. I'm putting Davison in the B tier. Davison Figueiredo just schooled Marlon Vera. He schooled Rob Font before that, so his move up to bantamweight has been quite successful, and he's been impressive. But as I keep saying about these fighters, man, in 135, he's 36 years old, 37 in December. How much further can he really go at 36 years old? I know he's been impressive, and Umar's calling to fight him, but I mean not Umar, Marab's calling to fight him, but Marab knows that he would just grapple Davis and Figueredo into a decision. I doubt Davis and Figueredo knocks out Marab. I doubt he submits him, so Marab would just smother him into a decision, and Davison would gas out, in my opinion. But Davison in the B tier, he's been pretty good since he's moved up to bantamweight. I don't think he goes much further in the division, but let's see. Maybe you can do him versus Jose Aldo if he wins against Mario Batista. That'll be a fun fight. But yeah, B tier for Davis and Figueiredo. Moving on. Piotr Jan. I'm gonna go B tier for Piotr Jan. Piotr Jan, he used to be S tier, but he's lost some steps. He's lost to Aljo. He got dominated by Piotr Jan. He, air quotation marks, lost to Sean O'Malley. I think he won that fight. He recently beat Song Yadong, which is a real feel good moment for Jan because this dude's had the most unlucky career since he threw that knee against Aljo. But Piotr Jan, he's lost a step. I still think he has a lot to prove to get back to the A and S tier. But for now, B tier, I think it's fair for him. Has amazing boxing. He actually has underrated wrestling. Not much of a submission artist, but he's still very skilled, and he's only 31. So there's still time. Do I think he gets back to the belt with Marab and Umar? Most likely not. But still going to be a top 5 probably for his entire UFC career. So Piotr Jan in the B tier, I think it's fair. Moving right along. Montel Jackson, up and comer. Montel Jackson, he knocked out Damon Blackshear and he KO'd Rana Yaya as well. So he's a good up and comer. He's smoking these cans as he should. I mean, that's what you're supposed to do to cans, make them look like cans. So he's an up and comer, got some knockout power in his hands. Not really proven, so I can't really put him higher than C tier. Yeah, I'm actually gonna move him to D tier, not because he's bad, but because he hasn't really fought anybody and he just cracked the top 15. So D tier, he definitely could be C or B if he gets a couple more wins, but D tier for now until he's more proven. Solid fighter though, good potential. Moving along. Speaking of D tier, the bottom of D tier, Dominic Cruz. This dude just needs to sell off into the sunset and head to the nursing home because his style is so outdated. I mean, at this point, I could probably get an octagon and knock out Dominic Cruz. No, I'm delusional, but at 39 years old, bro, you're not moving like you used to. They can see the little movement, the little kitty movement in circles you do from a mile away. Dominic Cruz, he's been figured out. He's been KO'd by Cheeto. He's been KO'd by Henry Cejudo. Schooled by Garbrandt back in the day. Dominic Cruz has been figured out. Hasn't fought in over 2 years. I don't know how he's still in the top 15 to be honest, but he's a legend. He's a bantamweight goat still, in my opinion, over Aljo. And yeah, maybe Marab gets a title defense or two, which I don't think he does. But if he does, he might become the bantamweight goat. But Dominic Cruz isn't a D tier because this list is on the current state of fighters, not what they are all time. So yeah, D tier for Dominic Cruz. I think that's pretty obvious. Moving along, Mario Batista, C tier. He's fighting Jose Aldo coming up. Mario Batista, he beat Ricky Simone, and that was a solid win. And he beat Damon Blackshear. Now, the Damon Blackshear performance was very disappointing. He didn't look that great. He won, but he looked pretty bad. So I don't think. I think Jose Aldo is going to beat Mario Batista, but let's see. If Mario Batista beats Jose Aldo, maybe nah. I think he goes to the top of C tier. I don't think still don't think he's B tier because he has a lot more to prove. But um, also, yes, I know people in the comments are going to call me a casual for having Jose Aldo and Kyler Phillips in the same tier, but deal with it. Aldo's old. I don't think he goes much further in the division, so I think he's C tier. Maybe if he beats Mario Batista, you can bump him back up to B tier, but at his age, I would love to see him go all the way to the title again, but I just don't see it happening. So Jose Aldo, Kyler Phillips in the same tier, deal with it. Back to Mario Batista, yeah. He's got a fight coming up against Aldo. I still think Aldo is good enough to beat Batista, but let's see. Um, yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah. Next up, we got Song Yadong. Song Yadong, we'll put him in the C tier as well. Song Yadong's good, but anytime he steps up against huge competition, he kind of slips on a banana peel and loses. He got doctor stoppage by Corey Sandhagen. He just got beat by Piotr Jan in a solid fight where he looked good, but Song Yadong, he beat Cheeto back in the day, but I actually think he lost that fight. It was a close fight. But yeah, he's a good fighter. He's still very young, but he's still got a lot to prove. I don't think I can put him B, A, or S. Obviously not S or A, but I don't think I can put him B. I think B is reserved for the 3 fighters in B. So yeah, Song Yadong, he's aight, you heard? In the C tier. And I did forget to put Jonathan Martinez. So Jonathan Martinez would also be in the C tier. He is the leg kick king of bantamweight. He TKO leg kicked Cub Swanson. He TKO leg kicked Adrian Yanez, which was very impressive. But then he kind of got schooled by Jose Aldo, which made Jose Aldo look like he turned back the clock. Hey man, Jose Aldo might be on the sauce, but I'm all for it. But yeah, Jonathan Martinez, he would be in the C tier. I just forgot to add him. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is me ranking the current top 15 bantamweights. And yeah, let me know if you agree or disagree. Thank you for all the new subs and comments. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm going to catch you nerds in the next one. Peace.